Hey lads, another tip for my fellow Resto Shamans out there, this time on how to optimize your chain healing usage. Chain heal by itself, it's not the most amazing spell out there, but there are a few talents that can make a significant buff to its output. First we have Flow of the Tides. This one increases the chain heal healing by 30% as long as there's a Riptide on the target that you cast it on. It will consume the Riptide on this target, but the increased healing is propagated to the subsequent jumps on other friendly targets. The other important talent is called High Tide. Every 100,000 mana you spend empowers your next 2 chain heals by 10%, and it makes it so that they do not reduce healing when they jump to the next target. For the record, every subsequent jump is reduced by 30% if it's not buffed by High Tide. There is another talent that buffs chain heal called Nature's Focus. This one increases the healing by 20% on the initial target that you cast the spell on. It's not a bad talent, but I decided to drop it because, let's face it, when you cast chain heal, you're not trying to heal someone for a big amount, you're trying to spread healing to at least 4 targets. And that's very important, that 20% buff does not propagate to the next target, only to the primary one. There are 2 more talents that are very important to buff your spells, which are not exactly related to chain heal, but to all of your toolkit. The first one is Master of the Elements, and the second one is Focused Insight. I have tip videos for both of those on my channel, so feel free to check them out. Alright, we have all the talents now, let's get into the theory crafting. I am standing next to this healing dummy and I'm going to cast chain heal on myself. As you can see, it hits the dummy for about 22k. That's going to be our base for a regular chain heal without any buffs whatsoever. Next, I'm going to cast Riptide on myself before casting the chain heal, and as you can see, now it hits for about 29k already. However, there's so much more that we can do. We can actually trigger both our Master of the Elements and Focused Insight before casting the chain heal. All it takes is a lava burst followed by a flame shock, and now we hit for 29k again, but without the Riptide. So one more time, this time we put the Riptide first, flame shock, lava burst, chain heal, and bam, we have a 39k heal on the secondary target. That's almost double already, but keep in mind that for this combo to work, you have to cast the Riptide before the flame shock, otherwise your Riptide is going to consume the Focused Insight instead of your chain heal. So that's very important to remember. Riptide first, and then Flame Shock and Lava Burst. And now, let's get into the High Tide talent. Right now, it just procced on the screen, and as you can see, I can offer you 2 weak auras that can keep track of that buff. The first one is pretty simple, it just lights up when there's a proc, the number of charges, and the time remaining to consume the buff. The second one is a little bit more sophisticated because it also has a bar which shows how much mana you spent so far and how much mana remains until you get the next proc. And of course you can find links to both those weak auras into the description of this video. And now let's go for the ultimate combo. You have a Riptide rolling, get Focus Insight, Master of the Elements, High Tide, and bam, you get 120k crit on the secondary target. Now let me fast forward one more time, the same combo, but this time without the crit, we hit for 62k, 63k on the secondary target. That's triple the healing, and keep in mind that when you have the High Tide rolling, the subsequent jumps are also going to be for the same amount. When you don't have it, they are actually healing for less. So pretty much the bottom line here is, do not cast chain heal unless you have some buffs rolling. Whether if it's just a Riptide, or maybe just a Focus Insight, or Master of the Elements. And then if you can get the godlike combo with High Tide, and you get lucky with some crits, you can actually heal for about 500,000 with a single chain heal cast, which hits all of your 4 targets. So that's pretty much it for that video. It takes some practice for you to get used to pressing some of your other buttons before the chain heal, but once you start doing that, your HPS will increase significantly and you'll be able to handle some very tough situations with your big fat chain heals. Thanks for watching, happy healing, and feel free to subscribe for more tips.